Each one comes with the original government certificate of authenticity. It's going to come with all the original government packaging that you see right here. And it is this fantastic opportunity as we're kind of getting the basketball finals this time of year. Great opportunity for us to look back at the 125th anniversary, done, of course, in solid silver, phenomenally limited edition, long sold out from Canada, as a matter of fact. So we are giving these to you at $40 less than our original issue price on this, on a coin that has been sold out. It is extremely and highly desirable.
And it's already very, very popular. Do not miss out. That'd be a great gift for my husband. He's a huge basketball fan.
Tremendous.
And a great gift for Dad's Day. So if your dad loves basketball and you're trying to think, what do I do for Father's Day? It's sometimes hard to shop for the guys. We're here to help you out. We've got great gifts for the guys over the next hour. So come along, join in. I'm Sarah, this is Mike. We're talking coins, we're talking collecting, and there's never been a better time to start your collection. We've got the Silver Eagle Complete Mint Set at an HSN price of $199.95. Don't forget, we have FlexPay on just about every single item in the show, and those are monthly payments that you can put on any major credit card, your PayPal, your HSN credit card. We'll take care of you if you apply or get approved today instantly for the HSN credit card. We'll even give you $10 off your first purchase. So we've got a lot of great reasons to hang out with us on is it Saturday night? I think it's Saturday night. It's almost, depending on where you live, it could be Sunday morning. All right, let's dive into another Silver Eagle. This is the Complete Mint Set. Tell us why this one is so special, Mike.
This is like, I feel like one of those old-time announcers, you know, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gather round. Okay. We have a story to tell here.
Oh, good.
Of intrigue, if you will. These are the coins that the United States government never wanted you to know about. Literally, they never wanted you. They did everything in their power to keep the fact that these two coins even exist, to keep that from the American collecting public.
Wow.
This is what I was talking about earlier, when the United States government has made it, the West Point Mint has made the American Silver Eagle for decades now. In 2011, 12, 13, and 14, they made some extra ones at the San Francisco Mint and labeled the coins as from the San Francisco Mint. And then they said they never did extra or supplemental minted coins ever again. Well, of course, they were lying to us. They did indeed. For some reason, it was extraordinarily important to them to keep this information from us. When asked, they denied it. However, because of the laws of the United States, if you file a Freedom of Information Act request, which you can actually do online, they have to give you a true and correct and accurate answer. And so this guy filed this request and said, could I please have the mintage figures of American Silver Eagles from the West Point, Philadelphia, and San Francisco mints for 2014, 15, 16, and 17. And they sent back a letter that said, yes, indeed, you may. Of course, we're beholden to tell you those things. And they said, in 2015, while we didn't make any coins at San Francisco, we made 79,000 coins at Philadelphia, making it the rarest mint state American Silver Eagle. As a matter of fact, I still have a few of those 2015s. And while those coins are not mint marked, and while the United States government desperately wanted us to not know about these coins, they did have to release the serial numbers of the boxes that contain those coins, and about 5,500 of those coins of the 79,000 were discovered. I have a very few of those. We have them on hsn.com. They are $4,600 a piece. We have sold, we had the largest quantity, I believe, out there. I had almost 100 coins. I've got about 24 left in mint state 70, the rarest mint state American Silver Eagle. The next rarest after that, before that coin, was, of course, the 1996 American Silver Eagle. That's a $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 or $6,000 coin in mint state 70. But then, in 2016, they made them at Philadelphia, San Francisco, and West Point, and they did again in 2017. And they had to release the mintage figures. See this coin right here? This coin right here, this Philadelphia minted 2017 American Silver Eagle, this is the second rarest American mint state Silver Eagle. Remember, the first rarest, $4,700. Basically, the third rarest up until now was the 1996. That's a $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 or $6,000 coin. Or you have this coin. which if I took these other two coins away at $429.95, would be a significant and important numismatic coin. Because first of all, while the government made a very tiny quantity of these coins, they did not tell us that these coins were even being made. And because they do not bear a mint mark, you have to have the coin certified and guaranteed. And that's exactly what we've got here. So we have got a perfect Mint State 70 2017 Philadelphia minted American Silver Eagle. The rarest one, of course, is the 2015 Philadelphia Minted Eagle. Same coin, same condition, 2 years earlier at $4,600 is what we sell them for here. Now, as if that's not enough, they also didn't want you to know that the San Francisco minted coins existed. Once again, because of that Freedom of Information Act request, they had to provide the serial number of the boxes. So we were able to get those and also ferret out the San Francisco minted coins. And then last and certainly not least is the regular West Point minted coin that was, for some reason, that's the only coin they wanted us to know existed.
It's unusual that all the mints were producing the Silver Eagle.
It's only the second time in their history. The only other time was 2016. And I'll show that set next. I've got some 2016s, but it's $1,000. It's $999.95. We'll show you those, okay? I have some of those. So you have these secret American Silver Eagles from 2015, 16, and 17. The Mint State 70s, basically, other than this set, I can't sell you one of them for less than basically $450. But I'm going to give you two of them, actually three of them, not for $450, but $429 a piece. I have to really put this into perspective for you. Not only that, we have first day of issue, which is, of course, this set is exclusive to us here at HSN. It's going to come in the red oak presentation box that you see right here. We have aired this twice. Of the 2017 sets that we can make available to you, already 750 sets are gone in 2 airings. One of those airings was in prime time, basically. I will air these tonight in our primetime show, and there is a chance that it will completely and totally sell out the edition of, I think, one of the rarest, the most significant, the most desirable collectible coins. There is nothing else that the numismatic world is talking about other than the United States Silver Eagles in the complete mint set. And they've never done them in this complete mint set. As a matter of fact, they didn't even want us to know. Nobody even knew these existed until literally March the 22nd. March the 22nd of this year. Wow. That's when the United States government, in response to a Freedom of Information Act request, sent the letter out that said, these are the coins that we made, this is how many we made, and this is the serial numbers of the boxes. This is how you identify them. Now, here's the issue. Even though they're phenomenally rare, they're tremendously difficult to find. You have to understand, the only way to get them is certified, because the United States government does not sell these coins directly to the United States public. So when we talk about serial numbers, what we're talking about is the original boxes that the government sells these in, which are 500 coin boxes. Then they have straps on them that seal the boxes. You must take one of those boxes, still sealed, and it must go to the grading company complete and sealed with a 500 coin box.
Okay, fascinating.
The grading company has to open the box. When the grading company opens the box, inside there is an additional ticker tape that matches the serial number on the outside of the box, so nobody can fiddle with the serial numbers. Only after that is done, of course, the entire thing's, videotaped and recorded for posterity, and then and only then are the coins put into the holders. Now, the interesting part, of course, is while they put the coins in the holders, only a small percentage of those coins are certified perfect Mint State 70. As a matter of fact, the vast majority of the coins are Mint State 69 and even Mint State 68.
So even a brand new minted coin may not be...
Oh, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, we are finding, particularly in these 2017 coins, that the Philadelphia minted coins are grading at only about maybe 10%. So if we send in 500 of these coins that are bringing tremendous premiums in the marketplace, we send in 500 of these coins, we're getting 50 70s. Okay?
So it's not a perfect process.
So no, oh no, goodness, because understand these are what they consider to be bullion coins. Now here's the interesting part. So the United States government, after this freedom of information, it creates this incredible explosion of desirability and collectability, and collectors are going crazy. And the 2015 coin, the only coin that's rarer than this, is a $4,600 or $4,700 coin. Then you got this coin, not at $4,600 or $4,700, but basically 139 bucks. They're going crazy. So the Mint reissues a statement and said, look, American Silver Eagles are homogeneous. It doesn't matter what mint they're made at. They all look the same. Well, I'm here to tell the United States Mint something. It really does matter what mint that they were made at. They are not homogeneous in any way, shape, or form. They are different, they are significant, they are collectible, and the mint that they are made at is extraordinarily and exceptionally important. And the only way for you to distinguish that and collect that and own that desirability is coins that have been certified. And only here at HSN can you buy coins that have been certified Annex first day of issue. First day of issue is an additional designation that we have for any of the coins that were, in essence, made in the first 30 days. Usually then they're issued on that first day is what it comes down to. And so all of these coins meet that first day of issue designation. Now, of course, for the 2016 coins, we can't do that. For the 2015 coins, we don't have any first day of issues. But for the 2017 coins, we absolutely, positively do. Now, here's the problem with this. There is a significant quantity of these coins that have been lost forever to collectors. Because prior to when these coins were, like for instance, the 2017 West Point Mint, this coin right here. We had January 1st, we have our today's special value, which is this coin in Mint State 70. Okay, it's this coin that you see right here in Mint State 70. We sell about 13 to 15,000 of those, and about at a 10 or 15% mintage. That means that we had to purchase 200,000 coins. We did not even know that these coins existed at that time. We don't know, we might quite well have opened up a majority of the quantity of these coins, and we had no idea. Okay? We had no idea, because until we had that information, and the vast majority of all these coins, the boxes get open and the coins get sold individually, they get sold in rolls, and as soon as that box is open,
and then you don't know what mint it came from,
then it becomes that homogeneous West Point minted coin. So while they only made 1 million of these, which makes it the second rarest American Silver Eagle, at this point, only about 100,000 of these coins have even been found. Okay, and of those 100,000 coins, only a tiny percentage of them are going to be Mint State 70, and it's actually far less than 100,000 coins.
And this is the only place you can get all three.
First day of issue, Annex first day of issue.
From
and keep
each
in mind,
of those mints.
That's right, and these are Mint State 70, absolutely, positively perfect. They're going to come in the red oak presentation box as well. So of crucial importance, of critical importance, of ultimate and incredible collectability. So you've got these Silver Eagles that the United States government did not want you to even know existed. But they do, and we have them. More importantly, from a collectability standpoint, this coin that you see right here literally is the second rarest American Silver Eagle. As a matter of fact, this is the 5th rarest right here. This is the 2nd rarest and the 5th rarest. If these were anything other than these, I mean, like I said, the rarest one's the 2015 P. It's $4,600 for one coin.
So it's worth it just for this one coin alone.
Well, that's what I'm saying, $4,600. Then the next rarest is this coin. Yep. I mean, the next rarest then is this coin that you see right here. So in terms of collectability, in terms of desirability, phenomenally sought after. Like I said, only 2,017 of these in the limited edition match-numbered sets that you're going to see with the first day of issue, available exclusively from us here at HSN in the red oak presentation box that you're going to see right here. I think it is an exceptional and incredible opportunity for you to be able to do that. It is the complete mint set. here in just a little bit. I'll show you the 2016s, but they're going to be $999 for the 2016 set that you're going to have right here. So this is an opportunity to own a piece of numismatic history, a set that the United States government literally never wanted you to know existed. And they're still fighting the release of that information almost on a daily basis, saying, but it doesn't matter what mint they're made at. They all look alike. And once again, I'm here to tell you, it absolutely, positively matters what mint they're made at, and the fact that Philadelphia and San Francisco are different. Okay, they're not West Point mint. They're significantly rarer. They're highly collectible. They've been certified to be absolutely, positively perfect, and this is your opportunity to get this set.
Because like you said earlier, most of those Silver Eagles were coming out of West Point.
Yeah, the vast majority. I mean, 95% of them. And
so this is unusual that the other mints were even doing this, and only recently discovered.
It's never really been done in the history of the United States Mint. The very first time was the San Francisco Mint in 2011.
And how long have the Silver Eagles been?
1986. The United States, the Liberty Coin Act, signed into law by President Ronald Reagan, started the American Silver Eagle, and they've basically been made at a single mint until 2011, when we made a few of them at San Francisco. In 2012, 13, and 14, a few of them at San Francisco. But the rarest of them all are going to be the Philadelphia minted American Silver Eagles in mint state condition. There are only 3 of them in existence: 2015, 2016, 2017. This is the only one for right now that is vaguely affordable.
And this is the only place you can get it, where you can get all 3 mints in one complete set. We've got our HSN price, and it's so available for you. However, if you hesitate, you might miss out on this. It's the best opportunity when you see it here, when Mike has it, we have it here in our studios. Go for it. We'll be right back. We've got more, but a message from Adam on the Monday Night Show.
What's a better way to start your week than with me? Along with great brands and hot new items. What's on this week?
Show your dads and grads how proud you are with exciting gift ideas they'll love. And don't miss another dream come true with brand new American Dreams inventions. Shoot for the stars and gift big with us this Monday at 6 p.m. or search Monday Night Show on hsn.com.
In a world full of trends, I remain a classic. Life is your runway.
You're famous to become a coin collector. You just need to have a passion for a year, for a time, for a historical moment, or maybe you want to celebrate some amazing people throughout history. We've got so many great opportunities, some extremely rare opportunities. Mike Nisak is here, our resident coin collector. My name is Sarah. Welcome back. Let's dive right in. We talked about the 2017 Silver Eagles. This is the 2016. Mike, you gave us a little hint this was coming up, but tell us why this is such a big deal.
This is part of this whole 2015, 16, 17 secret Silver Eagles that the United States government once again desperately did not want us to know exist. I have no idea why, but they didn't. So the 2017s, we had those were $429 those sets. I think we just sold the better part of 100 of those sets. The 2016s are interesting. The 2015, they didn't do a San Francisco mint. They only did Philadelphia. That coin in Mint State 70, that one Philadelphia coin, like I said, about $4,600. Well, the 2016s are also rare. As a matter of fact, the 3rd rarest American Silver Eagle is the Philadelphia minted coin that you see right here. So this is the 3rd rarest. But the problem with the 2016s is this. Since we didn't find out these coins even existed until March 22nd of this year, The vast majority of all of the 2016 coins that were made at Philadelphia and San Francisco, the boxes have already been opened and they have been lost to collectors forever. Once the original 500 coin box has been opened, if it's not opened at the grading company so that they can verify the mint that it comes with the interior paperwork matching the exterior paperwork while they do the entire thing, then those coins are lost forever to collectors. And while this is the third rarest, and I think the third rarest and like the fifth rarest American Silver Eagle right now, the fact is, in actuality of the number of coins that exist, this is really more like 2 and 3 is what it comes down to, because those coins, just the population of these coins, the number of these coins that exist. I mean, from what I can find out, what I can tell, what I can see, is there's less than about 5,000 of each one of these coins that have been discovered.
More rare than the 2017
Yeah, I believe so, because they didn't have as much time to be able to find these coins, because they'd already been opening up these boxes and putting them out for years, and for about 1.5 years now. So because of that, and the Philadelphia and San Francisco minted coins tend to be made very early in the year, so those are the boxes that are opened up the quickest. So you have to have someone who saved 500 ounces of silver and put it away and didn't know that it was going to be a special coin. In other words, in terms of trying to get these, go out there and just try to price a 2016 Mint State 70 set PCGS NGC. I don't believe you're going to be able to touch those coins for $1,000. I think it's going to be significantly more. As a matter of fact, I've not even seen a PCGS set out there, so goodness knows what that's going to end up being. It's going to come with the Red Oak presentation box. These are phenomenally sought after. The other part of this is very simple. It's the very first 3-mint Philadelphia, San Francisco, West Point minted set that the United States Mint has ever done in the history of the American Silver Eagle. So it is historically important, as well as being numismatically important as well. So that's very important. I wanted to give you the opportunity to look at this.
And no one else is doing this trio. No one else is giving you the 2016 complete mint set with each of those mints, the Philadelphia, the West Point, the San Francisco, in that set of 3. And we're here to tell you everything you need to know. Another historic figure we want to mention is Frederick Douglass.
Frederick, this is a 5-ounce silver coin, released first this year. Give me, if I can have about 20 seconds here. The United States government makes these 5-ounce America the Beautiful coins to order. Okay? We order them, they make them, they put them out. I bought a couple of hundred of these coins at the first of the year, and they always have a couple of releases of these. They didn't with this. I suspect that this will absolutely be the rarest 5-ounce America the Beautiful 5-ounce silver coin that is out there. I've got only a handful of those left from my original allocation. When I get to those,
okay, so a quick heads up that is right around the corner. Right. That's our only airing, and that is on 4Flex, celebrating Frederick Douglass, the abolitionist, the civil rights advocate, the author. Let's talk about another Silver Eagle complete mint set. Well, it was mint.
Well, this is no. It's still mint.
It's still mint.
That's why you buy certified coins, because it protects the coin.
And they come with all the certificate of authenticity. I know, just having fun with you. Yeah. We have an HSN price on our screen. We have the 4Flex Pay. This is another set of 3 from each of the mints as well.
This is the 2016 set, the same one we had for $1,000, only it's Mint State 69.
Okay, so
it's Mint State 69. So it's 1 grade lower. $800 less. So this is for the collectors, and everybody out there, all the United States Mint Silver Eagle collectors, basically are going to have to own the 2016 set. Okay, is ultimately what it comes down to. They're going to have to own the 2016 complete mint set of American Silver Eagles. Unfortunately, not every collector can afford $999. However, at basically $67 a piece, everybody can own this at $199 for the trio. So this is what it is. Now, I sold these for the very first time last week. This is really the fastest selling coin set that I've had this year at HSN, the Mint State 69 2016. So we had the Mint State 70 set, and we just sold several of those sets at $1,000 a piece. These are the same exact coins, the 2016s, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and West Point, but they are Mint State 69.
Can you tell us the difference between Mint State 70 and 69?
It is it's in the eye of the beholder, and the beholder happens to be an independent third-party grading service.
Okay.
There are a very small handful.
To the naked eye?
To the naked eye, yes, but you really literally have to be a coin expert. And it's important once they go in those holders, because once it goes into that holder, then it is what they call sight unseen availability of grading. So in other words, you can buy, sell, or trade that coin, and the people will say, okay, that's Annex Mint State 70. I know that coin's perfect, and so you don't have to do that that discerning of grade, of value on your own. When I first came up in this business, I started in this business when I was 12 years old. And when I was 12 years old, the biggest argument was always in buying, selling a coin was the grade, because the higher the grade, the more it's worth. And so the fight was always, okay, the guy that's selling it, is trying to up the grade. The guy who's buying it's trying to lower the grade. And where you meet in the middle is where you could sell something at. Well, many, many years ago, Annex, this company right here, almost 30 years ago, said, well, why don't you have a third-party service determine what the grade is? And so then you ultrasonically seal the coin in a holder so that it's guaranteed for weight, content, purity, and authenticity. It comes with a tamper-evident holographic seal that goes on this as well. So they do that. So not only do they guarantee the grade, but more importantly with this coin, they guarantee where it comes from. Remember, the only way to get a Philadelphia or San Francisco minted supplemental mint coin is in a certified holder. You cannot buy this coin uncertified. It doesn't exist, because as soon as that box is opened up, it's lost forever to collectors. So this is that 2016 set that I told you the vast majority of all of the coins were opened up and lost to collectors forever. So they made 1.1 million of these. But at this point, I believe only about 5,000 of the coins exist. Okay, at this point that I've been able to find, only about 5,000 coins exist, and we've been able to buy it for about 25.
There's no telltale markings on them,
There's
right?
no markings. There's no mint mark.
If you just found a loose one lying around,
well, it would be West Point mint. It would be West Point mint. There's no way to discern that other than if they come out of an original mint box, period. And those mint boxes have to be opened at the grading service. So we have these coins because the 2016s, I think, are going to, well, the 2015, only the Philadelphia minted coin. In Mint State 69, we sell just the 2015 for $599. I have a few of those. They're on hsn.com in the Mint State 69. The next most desirable coin is going to be the 2016. I don't think there's any doubt about that, because the vast majority of them have been lost forever to collectors. Now, keep in mind, this is not $199 a coin. Like I say, go out there, you go do your own research. Try to find 2016 Philadelphia and San Francisco minted American Silver Eagles that have been certified by either Annex, PCGS, or NGC. Try to find any of those. Now try to find them for $67 a piece, because that's what it is for the 3-coin set, and you're not going to be able to do it. That's why the last time I sold this, it was one of the fastest, it was the fastest selling coin, I believe, this year on HSN. We are repeating that right here, right now, folks. These are going very quickly. I got one small batch of these. I can absolutely, positively guarantee sell out this evening. I can guarantee that it is going to sell out in tonight's 7 and 9 p.m. show. So if you're one of our viewers that are joining us in the kind of the middle of the night here, and we thank you. I know you've been doing it for years and years and years. For the 15 years I've been doing it, I know many of you have joined me for most of those shows, and I thank each and every one of you. So when I give you the heads up and said this will be a sellout tonight, absolutely guaranteed, you know that I just don't say that I'm guaranteeing sellout tonight, and probably in 6 to 8 minutes. And understand, last time I sold these, I had 550 sets we sold out in about 6 minutes. I was able to restock some of them. Obviously, I would have bought 5,000 sets if I could have. I have 600 sets. Okay, that's every single solitary one that I was able to find in the entire United States, okay, is ultimately what it comes down to. I brought them all in.
Anyone can find it, Mike can find it.
That's right, exactly right, because we sell literally I've sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars worth of coins over the years. So now is the time to take advantage of these. Now is the time to get these. And if we can maybe even flash the item number. I do have some Mint State 70 sets. They're $999. They're $999 for the Mint State 70 sets. They are tremendously rare and valuable and sought after in many, many, many ways. Understand that. They are tremendously desirable. However, the Mint State 69s, the key to them is affordability. The key to them is affordability. So just the item that we had right prior to this one is, like I said, same coins, one grade higher, $9.99. This is that. So, okay, you're saying to yourself, I want these secret Silver Eagles. The coins the United States government literally did everything in their power. Yeah, there it is right there. There's the set for $999. I've got a very few of those. And how many did we sell? We just showed these for a few minutes. We sold 10 of those at $1,000. So they're very desirable. Same exact coins, one grade lower, I've got at $199. So
same year.
Same mint. Same mints.
Just one grade
lower. And that's important. Look, the higher the grade, the more they're worth. But not even all the coins graded Mint State 69. There are coins that grade lesser than Mint State 69 as well. And so, like I said, already here, and we're what, 2:31 a.m. Eastern Time, I've got 49 sets sold, and with everybody on the phone, I'm closer to 100 or above at this point. As a matter of fact, you need to be a little patient. We're very, very busy because of the significance of this set. So let me reiterate here, because we got about 6 minutes. So understand what these coins are. The United States government has been secretly making American Silver Eagles from 2015, 16, and 17 at the Philadelphia and San Francisco Mint, and I mean literally secretly. They refuse to release that information to the American public. I don't know why. I don't know why it's important to them. It doesn't matter. Okay? We were lucky because someone had the wherewithal, the foresight, the smarts to just file almost a random Freedom of Information Act and said, by the way, what is the United States mintage for Philadelphia, San Francisco, and West Point minted American Silver Eagles from 2014, 15, and 16, and 17? And they gave them. They gave them the information. They gave them the serial number, so we knew exactly how to identify the coins. But you can only identify the coins if you have them in the original 500 coin boxes. Now, I keep making this odd size, okay, that is the shoebox that these things come in. I don't know, we may have one around here for one of our auto ships, I think, gets shipped in one. The Mint State 69.
Can you go to the mints and get a tour? You can
you can get a tour, but not at the West Point Mint where they make these. And they weren't making these where you could see them at the Philadelphia Mint or the San Francisco Mint. You couldn't do this. So if you couldn't get one of those original boxes, and they don't sell them directly to the United States public, they only sell them to this series of authorized purchasers. APs is what they're called. And there's only 13 of them in the world. And they get these coins, and then what they do is they take the straps and they open them up, and they sell individual coins, they sell rolls of coins, they certify them, they do all of those different things. That's how they do things. Well, the 2016 coins, the vast majority of them were opened up and sold in 2016. So understand, once that box is opened up, since they were secretly made at Philadelphia and San Francisco, they're no longer available to the collecting public. So while the government made 1 million, which by the way is tremendously rare, the regular West Point minted Silver Eagle, they made 40 million of them at West Point. So the 1.15 million that they made at the Philadelphia Mint was 50 times rarer than this anyway.
A fraction of that.
But of those million, I believe 950,000 plus of them have been lost forever to collectors because they were in boxes that were already opened up. They're in boxes that were already opened up. And so that's why these are so phenomenally and incredibly significant to collectors. I don't know if we can show. We got 74 sets already gone here this evening. We still are very, very busy. I would suggest hsn.com, of course, because what you have here is your chance to own a significant piece of numismatic history. Understand, literally, the government, and here's the funny thing to me. I really don't know why they didn't want us to know that they were making these coins at Philadelphia and San Francisco. I mean, it's a cool thing. Not like collectors, you know, like, I don't know. I don't know why they would want to keep it from us. And so even now, after they had to release this information by law, they said it doesn't matter what mints they were made at. All American Eagles are homogeneous and they look exactly the same. And while they may, their provenance, where they come from, is absolutely positively significant. As a matter of fact, it's at the very heart of collecting and collectability. And so for whatever reason, they were trying to keep that from us.
Makes it really special.
Well, by accident, literally, we were able to find out. It does make it so special.
Now, this is the only place you can get the set of 3, right, Mike?
This set from Annex right here in the complete mint set that you're going to have right here. There are, you know, they're made at PCGS. PCGS, another coin grading company, does it, as does Annex, or as does NGC. But at this, at $199.95, I think you would be hard-pressed to find them anyplace else. The first day of issue Annex is exclusive to us here at HSN.
Remember, we are a reputable retailer. That's something that I think Mike mentioned last hour is really important. And that's something to really take advantage of. He was saying, you know, be really careful where you buy any collector's item, whether you go to the web or the internet or you find something, you know, in the newspaper. It's really important because if for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase or if you change your mind at any time, we'll still be here. We've been here for 40 years. We're not going anywhere. We're one of the most reputable retailers when it comes to everything from collectible coins to extremely rare gems, high-end jewelry. We're here because we want you to be thrilled with your purchase. We want you to feel confident. We want you to have that peace of mind. Whether you're just starting your collection, this is a great way to go, or you're adding to that collection that you've already begun and maybe you're creating that incredible assortment of silver eagles. You want this to be a part of your collection. Do it now so you don't miss out. Do it now so you can get the set of 3. You have all 3 mints represented here. You've got San Francisco, you've got West Point, and you've got Philadelphia. This is the best way to dive in and take advantage, whether it's a Dad's Day gift idea. You know, we have Father's Day coming up in just, less than 2 weeks away from Father's Day. If your dad is a coin collector, if your grandfather's a coin collector, if this is an important year to you, maybe 2016, you know, a lot of people do start collecting coins based on a year or based on a story or based on a place or based on a piece of family history. Maybe you have a story with San Francisco or Philadelphia or West Point. You know, maybe there's a West Point grad in your family. This would be a fantastic way to start their collection. Or maybe you're giving it to that graduate who graduated in 2016. Best time to shop is right now. Do not miss out. I would hate for you to miss out on this item. Again, this is one of your all-time #1 best-selling collections, Mike.
From this year, yeah, from this year, I think absolutely the case. Remember, America's secret silver eagles, the coins that the United States government, for whatever reason, didn't want you to know about. And I'm here to tell you, United States Mint, it matters where they come from. we have ferreted it out. We know where these coins came from. We have them available to American collectors today.
You're like the Sherlock Holmes of coin collecting, Mike. Mike's gonna go where no one has gone before. He's gonna find out the inside scoop. He's got the inside track. We also have some other items coming up we want to keep you posted on. The Premier Label First Edition Silver Eagle. What's important about that one, Mike?
Absolutely exclusive to us here at HSN. It is a paradigm-shifting way of collecting American Eagles. You can get this nowhere but right here. We'll go through the entire thing here in just about, 15 minutes, 10 minutes?
Yeah. We're going to come back with an America the Beautiful, the National Park commemorative coin. I think one of my all-time favorites in the show. But first, a quick message. Don't go away.
There's so many things to love about HSN, but one thing that makes shopping here fun is FlexPay. Get it home now without the stress of paying all at once. Why pay full purchase price today when you can pay over time? Buy what you want now, pay it off later with your credit or debit card. FlexPay. It's that easy. Exclusively at HSN.
The Trish McAvoy line is very well edited, very easy to apply, effortless. Effortless beauty means putting yourself together, knowing that you've picked the right pieces. I always have the products that make a difference. Tools are always ignored, and I think they're so important. The power of makeup transforms. The power of makeup is what I do.
Well, if you love nature, if you love to travel, or if you like to make sure that you're getting to all the national parks, I have a wonderful way to commemorate your travels, your adventures. Mike is here to talk about the Silver Bullion Acadia National Park Quarter. It's at an HSN price today for you. This was from the America the Beautiful National Parks Quarter Series. Is that right?
Excuse me, yes. What the United States government did is they started doing, because of the popularity of the American Silver Eagle, the state quarters program. They decided to try to continue that by doing the America's National Parks program. So they decided to do 5 coins per year, honor America's every state a national park and or national historic area, because not actually every state has a national park. And so they made these quarters, which you've probably gotten in your change. What a lot of people don't realize that they also did, and I don't know why, they made each one of the quarters in 5 ounces of pure silver. So this is actually a quarter.
This is really heavy.
It is 5 ounces of pure silver, and it says right on the edge, 5 ounces, 999 fine silver, 5 ounces. So what we've got, so what it comes down to is you've got this tremendous amount of silver, so this tremendous intrinsic value. But then it's also a coin, okay? And it's become one of the rarest coins, and I have tonight, for the very first time in forever, I have got the 2 most difficult to get America the Beautiful 5-ounce coins. I have got the Acadia, and I have bought a sealed box. That means these coins are absolutely stunning. Good luck finding these for $379 out there, folks. And they are stunning, original, brilliant, uncirculated. I bought a sealed box. I have 100 coins and 100 coins only. That's it.
And that's the coast of Maine, right?
Yes, that's the coast of Maine that you're going to see right here. So what you've got is rarity. And people say, so what kind of rarity? Like 200,000, 300,000, like a rare American Silver Eagle? How about 30,000 coins? Okay. Well, how about make it rarer than that? How about 24,000 coins? 24,000 coins is what we're looking at here. So if this was an American Silver Eagle, it would be the rarest American Silver Eagle ever made by the United States government. The current rarest American Silver Eagle of all is the 1995 W American Silver Eagle. That coin, the 1995 W American Silver Eagle, is a $5,000 coin. This coin is rarer and has 5 times the silver. This is the coin that is the absolute key to the entire collection. So if you want to collect all the America 5-ounce, America the Beautiful.
Let me show you the obverse too.
Yeah, well, that's actually a different coin.
Oh, it is. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, that's all right. We're about to do that coin.
You're ahead of me.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
All right, so here's the obverse. You get the beautiful rocky coastline of Maine, and then there we go. In God we trust. United States $quarter.
And that's a quarter. So there's the Acadia. That's the one that I would argue is the most difficult. The one that gets all the press is this one. The Hawaii volcanoes. Yeah, that's right. This is the coin.
Spectacular.
Now look at this. This is kind of the holy grail of this. I would argue that the Acadia is more difficult to get, but we have the Hawaiis. However, with the Hawaii, I have 20 coins. I have 20 coins and 20 coins only, folks, to do the Hawaii. I was able to get 2 original rolls. There's 10 coins in a roll. So the 2 coins, okay, for this are going to be Hawaii and Acadia that you see right there. Those are the 2 coins that everybody is short for their collection. Like I said, only about 24,000 of these done. It is this is the first time, and I have sold literally thousands, tens of thousands thousands of these 5-ounce silver America the Beautiful coins. I have sold at retail probably more of these than anybody else because they have kind of fit that historical thing where they're exceptionally rare. You've got the tremendous bullion component of this, the fact that it's 5 ounces of pure silver. But what I have never done before is sold the Hawaii or the Acadia. I've sold the Denali's. I've sold the first year of issue. As a matter of fact, we had 200 sets from 2010. We sold all the 2011 coins, but for the very first time, I've got Hawaii and I've got Acadia right here. The Hawaii's, I've got only 20 coins. This is the key coin to the collection. Like I said, already, it looks like 3 of them are already sold. This is going to be amazingly
limited.
popular. Like I said, these will absolutely positively are the most difficult to get, and just as rare is the Acadia that I just sold. The Acadias, I think, are brilliantly priced at $379. With the Hawaii that you see here, like I said, this is the one everybody talks about. This is the one that everybody says, boy, I wish I could get the Hawaii. I wish I would have been around in 2012 when the Hawaii coin came out and I could get the 5-ounce silver coin that you're going to have.
Reissued every year, every single national park. They're just slowly rolling out.
Yeah. Each coin's made for about 5 weeks and,
Right.
or 10 weeks and 10 weeks only, then becoming a sold-out limited edition. So, I mean, yeah, this coin was sold out in 2012. Okay, so I had to go back and find someone, and there just were so few of the coins made. Like I said, only about 24,000 of them. If any of these were American Silver Eagles, there's no way I could do $520. It'd be $5,000. And I mean, the historical evidence is there. The 1995 W American Silver Eagle, which they made more of than this coin, is a $5,000 coin. It has 1 ounce of silver. This has got 5 ounces of silver.
I know. You can compare it to a quarter, which we have here. I love it. You see, celebrating Hawaii's Volcano National Park. It's incredible. Now, our next item, we'll keep you updated as that heads for a sellout, but we will jump ahead. We've got another national park to recognize, and I know you're thinking, wait, that's Frederick Douglass, but this is actually commemorating Frederick Douglass National Historic Site, which is considered a national park. He was an abolitionist, civil rights advocate, an author, a statesman. Wow, this is an amazing piece of history.
Yes, but from a numismatic standpoint, here's the key. I've got 42 of these left. I have 0 chance of getting any more that I can sell at $179.95. That would be 0 chance. This was released at the beginning of this year. I bought 200 coins. We sold 160 the very first time I aired it. I went to go back to all my authorized purchases. I said, I need some more Frederick Douglasses. They said, the mint canceled all of our orders. They said, what do you mean? They said, well, we didn't order that many out of the chute. The mints canceled our order. I called the next guy. Mint canceled my order. Next guy, mint canceled my order. Mint canceled my order. Here's what I'm telling you right now, folks. And if you've been watching me here, you know, in the mornings at HSN all these years, this is going to be the sleeper coin of the 2017 5-ounce America the Beautifuls. This will be the coin. This may well end up being the single rarest America the Beautiful, the single rarest America the Beautiful of all of the coins that were made. We don't have final mintage figures yet, but I have never seen a sellout quite as fast as the Frederick Douglass. Nobody knows what's going on with it, but I'm telling you right now, of all the things that we're doing, get right now on the phone and get this coin. If you see it here again, it will be over $200 once I roll through this last 36 quantity, folks.
About
it's
3
the
dozen
coin.
left.
Okay.
And a wonderful, wonderful part of history to celebrate. Our next item is going to be the Premier Label First Edition Silver Eagle. And tell us about this one, Mike.
Well, this is a coin that was a style, a coin, an opportunity that was literally several years in the making. One of the things that's of critical importance, okay, in coin collecting is the certification, okay? Who certifies the coin, as well as the coin and the labels and all these things, okay? PCGS might be the most popular of all the grading companies that have been around. They've probably certified more coins than anybody else. NGC might be catching up. But this is the creme de la creme, I guess, is the best way to put it. PCGS has been around. They've certified all the $1 million, $5 million, $10 million coins that the United States government has put out over the course of the years. But what we've done right here is done something that's never before been done with a PCGS. First of all, this is a 30th anniversary American Silver Eagle. Remember we talked about the 30th anniversary? They did a SP coin and they did a proof coin. Okay, that was 30th anniversary. These coins are rare, desirable, sold out, limited editions. Everybody wants this coin in 70, absolutely perfect 70 condition. And you might be able to find PCGS coins out there, but there's one place and one place only you can buy the premier edition of the PCGS Eagle, and it is right here. It was a year and a half in the making where we negotiated with PCGS to be able to do a coin that was an exclusive label to us here at HSN. But here's one of the key considerations, two key considerations. First of all, it's 2016, 30th anniversary American Silver Eagle, certified perfect PR70. Like I said, the only proof American Silver Eagle ever, the only proof American Silver Eagle ever that has the 30th anniversary label on it, okay? The 30th anniversary edge lettering. It's the only proof American Silver Eagle ever with edge lettering. But here's the key to PCGS. So there's lots of different labels for PCGS. You know, they do the eagle, they do it with a bridge, they do it whatever they do. But when you look at what we call the population report, which is how many of the coins that have been certified, it's how we determine the rarity of a coin. All of those different labels, when you look at the population report of PCGS, and to be a certified grading company, you have to release that publicly, the numbers of what's been graded. When you look at the population report, all of those labels are grouped into one, just kind of one bin, if you will. So this label's the exclusive, and this label's exclusive to this person, that person, that. But all together, they make up all of the PR70 American Proof Silver Eagles done by PCGS, with one exception. These coins right here, the premier coins that are available exclusively from us here at HSN. There's only 5,000 of these coins that will ever be done. The important part of this, beyond the fact that it's a perfect 30th anniversary American Proof Eagle, is these premier coins are listed separately on the population report. So in other words, you know exactly how many of these coins, and it can never go over 5,000. More importantly, for the very first time, because not only do we have the special premier edition that we're going to have here, we have a special certificate of authenticity that, as you can see, comes with this PCGS certified hologram that is individually numbered. Not only is this limited to 5,000, but the certificates are individually numbered that match the coin. That has never been done. Never before have you been able to buy basically individually certified PCGS American coins. This is the very first time, and it's available exclusively from us right here. So
everyone will get a different number.
Everybody gets a different number. So this one happens to be number 1. Then you have number 2, number 3. You see lots of one-ofs, but what you don't see is 1 of, 2 of, 3 of, 4 of, 5 of, and that's what you get with this coin. And that's of critical importance to anybody that's a collector. So the certification is important because it's available no place else, which means I can guarantee it's the lowest price. I can guarantee that it's absolutely exclusive. I can guarantee it has its own place in the population report, which is absolutely and critically significant. Now let's look at the coin itself. First of all, the way you're getting it, certified perfect, PCGS, Premier Edition, available no place else, individually numbered by certificate that you see there. Now what you have is the 30th anniversary Proof American Silver Eagle. The West Point Mint has been making Proof Silver Eagles for quite some time. This is the rarest West Point minted Proof American Silver Eagle.
Wait, so the rarest?
The rarest West Point minted Proof American Silver Eagle. And they've been making all the Silver Eagles for a quarter of a century, basically. Wow. So this coin, by just virtue of the fact of its rarity, is incredible. Now add in the fact that it is the 30th anniversary. And I've talked about this. If you look at the 10th anniversary American Silver Eagle, which is a Proof Silver Eagle, the very first one with a West Point mint mark, 1995. That's how long the West Point's been making it, okay? That's a special 10th anniversary American Silver Eagle. That coin in this condition in PCGS has sold in the past at auction for $89,000. for $89,000. Okay? Then they started regularly making Silver Eagles right after that, and this is the rarest of the regularly issued American Silver Eagles. It is the only proof Silver Eagle that has edge lettering. It is the only one of any of the anniversary coins, as I've spoken of before, that is designated on the coin itself that it's an anniversary. They did a 10th anniversary, a 20th anniversary, a 25th anniversary. But none of them actually said on the coin that it was 10th, 20th, or 25th. You just had to, in essence, it was a special design or a special packaging. This coin says it right on it. And it is a proof American Silver Eagle. Now you have a coin that is significant. You have a coin that's desirable. You have a coin that is needs to be in every single Silver Eagle collector's collection. Now you've got it. For the very first time. This is paradigm shifting. This has never been before been available through PCGS. This is available exclusively from us right here, right now, where you're going to have where this premier label, there's only 5,000 of these that will ever be in existence. They're listed separately on the population report. If you're a coin collector, you know what that is and you know it's a huge deal. Secondly, the certificate with the PCGS certified and approved hologram that you see right there individually numbers the coin, and that has never before been available in any certified PCGS coin in the marketplace today. It marks it as completely and utterly fantastically unique and available exclusively from us here. And as you can see, the certificate is here. It is individually numbered. This happens to be number 1. You're used to seeing one of, but all the certificates say one of. This one will be 1 of, 2 of, 3 of, 4 of, 5 of. Each coin will be individually numbered.
And just to be clear, we don't have 5,000 of these here in our
600.
inventory. Mike does not have all 5,000 of these that were ever released. Oh, you do have all 5,000?
No, I have all 5,000.
Oh, okay.
I only have 600 left.
But he only has 600 here in our...
That was the idea. When it's exclusive, we had all 5,000 coins. We made all 5,000 coins that we're going to have right here.
We don't have them in inventory.
No, 600 is all we have left. We've sold literally thousands of these. And once that sells out, that's it. Done, gone, and over. Never another one will ever be certified. And that can be double checked at the population report of PCGS, because every single one of them is individually listed, as opposed to all the other labels and things that you see out there are all in the big bin. They're all just put together. They're of no significance. They're homogeneous, if you will, using a United States Mint term, except for this coin, this set. The coin is significant. The certification is significant. The opportunity is significant. Of course, comes in the Red Oak presentation box. Folks, this is a brand new way to collect coins, and if you're going to do that, you might as well do it with one of the most significant coins ever released by the United States government.
It's in a class by itself.
Yes, indeed.
A fantastic way to jump right into coin collecting, or if you're already a huge fan, perhaps you're already on the phones, you've been joining us. It's been an amazing 2 hours. I love your passion, Mike. It shines through.
I like coins.
And you started when you were 12, collecting coins.
No, I started as a business when I was 12.
Oh,
I started collecting when I was younger.
Really?
I was buying and selling coins by the time I was 12.
What was your first coin?
My first coin was a 1921 peace dollar given to me by my grandmother.
You never forget your first coin. And maybe that's all that will take to start you on your journey. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We're going to let Mike go. Mike will be back at prime time.
7 p.m. tonight.
7 p.m. on Sunday. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be your host for 10 faves. We're going to round out the top 10 products of the day. Thanks so much. Thanks, Mike. You have a wonderful day. We'll see you right on the other side with our 10 faves.
Hi, Andrew Lessman here with our monthly specials for June. Right now we're going to talk about turmeric. We actually have 2 others. We have our ginger extract and our prostate support, because June is the month in which we find Father's Day and prostate support is important. But turmeric is an extract that we have been working with for about 25 years. Most companies have only recently discovered it. I say working with it because turmeric is something that's quite challenging to offer in terms of a dietary supplement. Very easy to offer in terms of a quality spice, very hard to offer in terms of a dietary supplement, because with a dietary supplement, you focus on the absorbability, you focus on the benefits of the specific active compounds that are found in turmeric. And when it comes to active compounds, we're talking about curcuminoids. When you use it as a spice, you don't really think about those things. When you use it as a dietary supplement, that's all you think about are those active compounds. They are inherently not well absorbed in human beings. They're inherently rapidly excreted. What we've done to make them absorbable is really taken a page out of the Asian or Indian cookbook. We effectively complex them with fats. As you would when you cook in a stew, you complex your turmeric and the curcuminoids with fats. So that makes our curcuminoids in our turmeric active, absorbable, beneficial. So if you're looking for a natural product that offers soothing benefits to your joints, that offers detoxifying benefits to your liver, supportive benefits to your brain, turmeric is at the very top of the list. But you have to make sure you're getting turmeric that delivers active curcuminoids. That's what we do. Unfortunately, that is not what others do. So when you're looking for a turmeric supplement, it's very different from looking for a turmeric spice. And of course, this month, you get to enjoy it at monthly special pricing, which is basically today's special pricing.